Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee chanker, lads and lasses. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here. I'm Flying Piginated with another cheeky little evening stream for you, lads and lasses. We're here with all the latest Manchester United news and goings on this fine evening. How are we all doing tonight, lads and lasses? Thank you for waiting for us to get going. We are here now to discuss the evening's news and cover any breaking stuff that comes out over the next hour. So let's be having you. Hope you're all good. Do us a favour at the start of this show. Smash that like button on it. You know the drill by now. Drop a cheeky little thumbs up. It helps the channel out. Give us a free like. Share us around on social media. And if you're new, subscribe. Get yourself in there raw and hit the subscribe button. We're on here daily and nightly, giving you the latest Manchester United news and updates. Welcome in everybody over here in the chat. Much love to you guys. Let's see who's in here. Shout out Colin Ralph, Tafiso, Rajat, Danny B, Pete Morris, Andrew Goncars, Dominic Brown, TK1958, Berber, Chris Barker, Sanjay Ramatar, Lord PlayStation, Johnny, Emberglance, Dell, Mike Jones, Andrew, OG, Rajat, Dynamic Melon, Simon Almeida. Get in there, you legends. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. All the mods, all the members. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express, everybody. Good to see you tonight. Francois, Larry, Madhouse. Make the most of it. Kieran. Good evening, guys. We got plenty to discuss, plenty to get into tonight. As always, yep, drop a like on the video at the start of the show. Give us a share around as well if you want. You can give us a retweet over there on Twitter. The link's pinned at the top of the live chat. Or X, as some people call it. Go over to X and give us a repost. Can't even call it a retweet anymore. It's called a re-X. It's not called a re-X. It's called a repost. Give us a repost. Welcome in there, Rushmano. We'll shout everybody else out who gives us a cheeky little repost later on during the show. Get some hashtag Glazers out indeed in there. Sean Hockridge, Tommy Boyle, get in there, you hero. Hope you're doing well as well, lad. And the Hoot Man, Lou Man, OG. Hey, Spooky Ghoul, how are you keeping? Get in there, you legend. Good to see you. What's happening? Chris Barker, Gungshi, yes lad, let's have ya. Arcadia, Niznet, OG, Chris. Everyone, thanks very much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for noticing there, Ben Dorr. Right, let's discuss it then, guys. We've got plenty of transfer news to get into, and of course, there's some Greenwood stuff going on, but we'll talk about that briefly at the end of the show. We are going to do a giveaway in this video as well. We'll do that at the end of the show also, guys. We've got 2 t-shirts to give away tonight, baby. Oh, hell yeah. That's right. So stick around to the end of the show for the giveaway. If you entered into the giveaway anyway over the last couple of nights, we've got 69 entrants, exactly 69 entrants, dudes. 69, dudes. So good luck to everybody. A 1 in 34.5 chance of winning. Stick around. It could be you. Right. Let's discuss it then, folks. We've just got a few things and bits and bobs to get into. It's another slow news Manchester United transfer news day, to be perfectly honest, other than the Greenwood malarkey, which we covered earlier on to a full extent, obviously, in that afternoon video. If you want to see my true thoughts and opinions and overall sort of reaction to it, check out that video, which was posted earlier on today, a live stream we did this afternoon. Big up everyone else who got in there. And we will talk about it a bit later on, more so in regards to the transfer potential of Mason Greenwood, but right now there isn't too much going on, is there? Manchester United absolutely pathetic in the transfer window. Keep the green and gold emojis coming. That's right, get some hashtag Glazers outs in the live chat, because there is no transfer news. That's right, Mumps, there's not much going on, is there? I mean, it's understood, right, that maybe the biggest sort of news is that it's understood that United are trying to sign a forward before the end of the window, a striker. And that's for various different reasons. Because, well, Greenwood's going, isn't he? It looks like, obviously, he's not going to play for Manchester United again. So we've got to replace him, surely. If you look at who we've got as options at the top of the pitch there, it is absolutely slim pickings. It's gash. Sancho can play through the middle, but he's not the most adept at it. Tony Marcio can play through the middle. That's if he's not walking on crutches. And Marcus Rashford can play through the middle, but he's way better out on the left wing. Rasmus Højlund is coming in to do that job for us, of course, but we still need a little bit more extra firepower up there, clearly. Otherwise, we could be left wanting in that position. So, yeah, we've got to sign a striker, guys. It's obvious. So United seemingly are scouring the market right now, and there's a big emphasis on trying to find the right candidate to be a forward player for us. Has anybody got any bright ideas in the live chat as who we should sign? Who's maybe let's face it, they're going to have to be cheap. Who's maybe a good cheap player we could bring in? You know, some of the targets we would have talked about previously, people like Mitrovic, people like Tony, just not really available at the moment. And any of the other targets we've mentioned, just far too expensive. Victor Osimhen, people like that. So get your thoughts and opinions in there. We are looking at Leonardo, of course, this Brazilian guy who could potentially be coming in for as little as 15 million, which does sound like a very decent sort of a price to pay for a good young prospect who could maybe come and do some good things for us. But we don't know hardly anything about him really, other than his name is really super cool. But other than that, don't really know too much about him really, other than seeing clips and bits and bobs, because he's coming over from the Brazilian league. So, it's one of those, isn't it? Giroud's still around. Giroud is a great player, isn't he? What a player, and a handsome bastard as well. Leonardo, 15 million, says United 90. Taremi, says Mike Jones. Yeah, these aren't great signings. Bang average. Osimhen, well, we should have just gone and got Harry Kane, shouldn't we? We should have fucked off Mason Mount, and we should have put a bit of extra money towards it, and gone and got a cheeky little bit of Harry Kane, guys. That's really what we should have done in hindsight. And Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund seems like he's going to be a great player for us. Let's hope so. 20 years of age, though, asking a lot from him to be the main man for United already. Perhaps somebody else in their more senior position, somebody who's a bit more proven, especially in the Premier League, would have been good to have around. Hey there, Ulster. What's going on, mate? Welcoming you, Don. Hello there. You got Jonathan Gallagher. What's happening, broski? I hope you all had a good day so far as well. Get in there, my son. So, Osimhen's the only one we should have signed. Well, that would have been great as well, Ember Glance. Hey there, Sing Games. How you doing, you legend? Benjamin Sesko. I don't think he's available, though, Matthew Smith. That's the thing. He's only recently just moved, right? Yeah, exactly. So, in terms of finances, we're not going to go and spend 100 million on a forward player, it seems. We're still holding out some hope and belief, maybe, that the Glazers shithouses will dip into the transfer market at the end of the window to try and appease this fan base, which is growing ever increasingly disconcerted by these Glazer wank chopsters and their inability to sign players that we absolutely need. And with Greenwood going now, potentially we can actually raise some money to get rid of him. So all we know is that Mason Greenwood and Manchester United have basically agreed to part ways, that the best interests in the club for the club are for Mason Greenwood to do one from the club and go and play for a different football club. So we can still sell the guy. Surely we should be getting some money for him. Maybe we can generate some cash to go and get a replacement. But because of this Greenwood situation, it does look like we're trying to sign a new player in that position. Thank you, Sing Games. He says, smash the like button. Yes, let's get 169 likes, dudes. TK1958, thank you very much there, bro, for getting in raw, lad. With a super chat, he says, 2 games in, not great, but we are United. Come on. Big time, TK. Absolutely couldn't agree more with you, bud. We've got plenty more to come. Last season we started shite. It's just a shame that we started shite. I'm looking for that season where we start like an absolute bat out of hell and just do brilliantly at the start of the window and give us that boost and belief that we can challenge. Because based on that Spurs performance, there's big question marks about whether or not we can do that, and whether or not we've got the personnel, and whether or not we've got the characters. There's big question marks about whether or not we are capable of doing that at this moment in time. We certainly do need some more players, but obviously it is only 2 games. Sebastian Haller, that's an interesting shout, Rusmano. He's got that previous link as well with the Eric Ten Hag. Interesting. I mean, a lot of these players we're looking at now, they're good players. Now, as we've mentioned, there's many good players we can sign, but are they really top tier? Are they really top tier? Are they an Osimhen? Are they a Kane? Are they a Gonçalo Ramos? You kind of get what you pay for in a lot of ways. Not always. I mean, Man United's actually living proof that you don't always get what you pay for, because we paid £80 million for Maguire and 85 for Pogba. So maybe I'm talking shite. But generally, the best players go for the most money, and that's why Kane's going for 100 mil, and that's why Osimhen's going for 100 mil, and, Gonçalo Ramos going for 70 or whatever he ended up going for. So, you've got to spend, you've got to speculate to accumulate these players, and we haven't really done that to the level that we should. We spent it, I think, a little bit poorly on certain players. Well, there you go, Rushman. That'd be a nice one as well. He certainly, in terms of experience, in terms of quality, that sounds very decent. Zamiyasi, what's going on, bro? He says 2 out of 2, Piggy. Come on, you gooners. Right, 2 out of 2. Yeah, nice one. I don't really give a shit, Zamiyasi, lad. Do one from the chat, lad. Do one from the chat. This is Manchester United chat right now. We're not getting into this bullshit Arsenal discussion right now, pal. All the time, you coming in here taking the emphasis away from what we're trying to do here. And to be fair, mate, Nobody really gives a shit anyway. You're so lucky, mate. You're snatching wins by the skin of your ball bag, my son. Oh, you scumbag. Zamias, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. We're still going to batter you at the Emirates, lad. You viewed, thanks for the £5 super chat, says Luis Suarez, pigmate. I know he played for Liverpool, but once he got a taste of the opposition players, they needed to run, says you viewed. Luis Suarez, yeah? You think we should get Luis Suarez? He got to play for Liverpool, but once he got a taste of the opposition players, they needed to run. Oh, what the fuck? I just had to go and vomit in the corner, mate. Luis Suarez playing for Manchester United? I'd rather pull out my own eyeball, fry it in ginger, insert it back into my head, take it out, batter it, put it in a deep fat fryer filled with iron brew, eat it, shite it out, and then put it back in my head again. Do you know what I'm saying? Than have Luis Suarez playing for us, even though he's one of the best strikers of one of the best forward players of his generation. You got to be taking the fucking piss, mate. Guy's an absolute scumbag. He racially fucking abused Patrice Evra. Fuck that guy, Luis Suarez. What are we doing here? I hope you're joking, you feud. I hope you're joking. But anyway, yeah, definitely not, mate. That would be super disrespectful to Evra, wouldn't it? I know, you're right, day in, day out. It'd be obscene. To be fair, that guy is an absolute talent, but no, we don't need shithouses in our team. I think that's the clear message of what we've learned today, really. We don't need the shithouses in the side. But anyway, look, your guess is as good as mine as to who we could go and get. I mean, maybe like Tony and Jan. When's Tony back? But that doesn't help us for right now. I think this Leonardo lad's probably going to be the one we end up with because he's available for cheap. He's a bit of a punt. Maybe he'll do good things. Chicharito was cheap and a bit of a punt. He turned out to be doing some good things. We just need somebody to sort of back up Rasmus Højlund, really. We're not expecting to go and sign something that's going to take the starting spot. We spent £72 million on Rasmus Højlund. He's clearly going to be the starting number 9 for Manchester United most of the time when he's fit and available. But there will be certain times, like now, where he's not fit and available. And you can't rely on people like Tony, Martial, Rashford to go in there at number 9. He's just not good enough. Sancho. Can't rely on these guys. You need a specialist number 9. So I would certainly be interested in bringing one in to replace the outgoing Mason Greenwood. And Mason Greenwood actually can generate some decent cash for Manchester United. Let's ask the live chat for a bit of fun. Listen, the landscape's changed for Mason. He's in a high-profile shitstorm at this moment in time, right? Everyone knows it. What do you think Mason Greenwood's market value is right now if we were to try and actually sell him? Like, what can we get for Mason Greenwood? I'm going to try and be optimistic and say like 30 or 40 million pounds. I just don't see us being able to get anything more than that for him. And that's if we can even sell him. There's a lot of teams that probably wouldn't even want to buy the guy for basically nothing. So he may well end up leaving Manchester United in some sort of an agreed mutual separation, i.e. a mutual termination. That is possible. But, you know, he's just too good to let go for nothing, I think. He's absolutely too good to let go. We should try and generate some cash and bring him in. Bring some more money in to actually. We've generated this player from nothing, from a 7-year-old who literally is now, you know, leaving us when he's just about to get really good. Like, he's only 21. He's looked amazing up until that point, and now he's going to be a fantastic player for someone. So if someone's prepared to pay money for him, they're going to get a seriously good player on the cheap. Let's have a look at what people say. 25 says Kieran, 4.69 says Kingslayer, 0 says United 90, 100 mil says Dominic, 50 says Batman. It's very hard to say, Chris Koo, because you've got to factor in a lot of things, don't you? Yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right. It's very, very difficult, you know, to sort of decide how much you're going to pay for this guy. 15 million says Don Berber, 20 says TK, 0 says Jonathan, 30 says Flip, Gattuso says 40, 45, 25. Okay, 40 million is probably the top end. He's definitely not going to be worth more than that. Hey, Nut, what's going on, lad? Good to see you, my friend. Probably 25 million-ish. Yeah, and for a player like Mason Greenwood, it's ridiculously cheap. But it's better than the alternative, which is not playing the guy and just him frittering away in the reserves. It's better for him if he goes somewhere. And it's also better for United to receive 25 million back. It's better than nothing. So, obviously, we're going to have to be able to try and sell him at this stage. But I don't believe we have terminated his contract, James T, at this moment. From what I've read and from what I understand from the statements that have been released, it seems like Manchester United have agreed a mutual parting. But I haven't seen actual wording that says a mutual termination. That would indicate that his contract has already been terminated. At this moment in time, it seems like Man United are painting the picture that they're working on finding a solution to this situation, which could be a mutual termination, or it could be a loan, or it could be a sale. So I don't know. I personally don't think he has been terminated, but let's have a look and see. You know, maybe there'll be some information that comes out, but I haven't seen that wording, lad, that he has had his contract terminated yet. Not at all. Maybe that is hinted to, and surely that's what's going to happen if they can't find a suitable place for him. But if you actually read what Manchester United have said, read what Mason said, and read what Murtaugh said, we have not yet, anyway, terminated his contract or alluded to the fact that we will terminate his contract. So we haven't actually said that yet. That isn't actually the case. So earlier on in my video, you know, in the title, I changed the title of the video to Mason Greenwood leaving Manchester United, because I thought initially when I started that his contract was going to be terminated. But having read all of the statements out many times, I realised that that actually wasn't said. So, of course, what Man United should try and do, rather than just terminate this guy's contract, what we should try and do is generate some cash for him. He is an asset still. He's obviously got these issues, got this big stigma attached to him, but we can still get some cash back. It's about getting cash back now for Mason Greenwood. So, obviously, you know, it's going to take some time to be able to do that. We've got, what, 10 days left of the transfer window now. There could be teams all over the gaff interested in him. Some teams in Italy, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, I'm hearing reports. So we can generate some cash and go and reinvest that in a good player. But it's not going to be anywhere near the cash that Mason Greenwood's actually worth in terms of his value, because obviously of what's happened because of his reputation. If it wasn't for that, he'd be a £100 million player. So let's discuss this then real quick, guys. Roma are reportedly interested in Mason Greenwood. Don't ask me why, but I mean, this is via TalkSport, this particular link. So, you know, take it with a pinch of gash. But this is a report that says that Roma are one of the number of Italian clubs who would consider signing Mason Greenwood from Manchester United. Now, that would be a fantastic move for Mason Greenwood. If he can actually get a top Italian side like Roma interested in him, crikey, that is a perfect sort of fit for him. And also, they've got the sort of manager that's got the cojones to maybe ride that shitstorm for a while and get this guy through it if he really does believe in him, right? So, if that's true, then I think, you know, Jose would probably be a perfect fit for Mason Greenwood. Just simply because he's the sort of character that's, he's going to deflect things away from him probably. And if he really wants him, if he wants to get the player and maybe try and fix him a little bit in terms of off the pitch as well, he'd probably be willing to do that as well. So I think Roma would be a great move for him, to be honest. And it's a place where we could generate, you know, 25, 30 million, maybe even a little bit more for the guy, which means we can reinvest. So I think that's quite a good move for him if it's true. There is a link, obviously, to Roma. It's obviously unlikely at this moment in time that anybody's going to be interested in, but we have to wait and see. Yep, Rushy says a loan's most likely, but will United put an option to buy? Well, I mean, even a loan is going to get a backlash from United fans who have been told now that we're working on a solution to get rid of Mason Greenwood. So they may well only be able to find a loan deal for him, but surely it's kind of terminate or sell, if anything, just because we've already made that decision publicly now to part ways. So it'd be pretty strange to loan him out for 12 months and then have the option of him coming back in a year. It's just going to cause another shitstorm in a year's time. You just got to draw a line under it now and move on, really. The Mustard, get in there, the Mustard. Thank you for the 279 super chat, lad. He says, basically selling meth pig. You up there, the Mustard? Hey, thank you very much for getting in here raw, lad. Basically selling meth. What? As in Mason Greenwood? I don't get it, mate. But hey, they're fair play to you, lad. Well, Ten Hag does look a bit like Heisenberg, doesn't he? You know what I mean? So that does, maybe they can make a little bit of sense. Maybe we should paint in blue, lad. Thank you for your super chat there, Bud. Pam Marius, thank you so much for getting in here raw. He says, get him out on a loan to buy. We can ask a higher transfer fee because he will do well wherever he goes. I think we should put a sell-on clause too. It's an interesting point. We can get a fee initially. Yeah, Rushminer thinks that loan's more likely as well. I mean, that is a good idea, to be fair. And in a year's time, once maybe the shitstorm is over with, to a degree, maybe you'd be able to sell him for more in a year's time. So the way I understand it is that he's got 2 years left on his contract at United with an option for an extra year. So that's potentially 3 years he could be a United player. So it's not like he's going to lose much value in a year's time. But he's never going to be playing for United again. So I guess worst case scenario with a loan is if you loan him out, the team's got an option to buy. But even if they don't want to buy him, he might do some good for his reputation, do some good for his abilities as a footballer, and encourage other teams to buy him in a year's time. So yeah, but it would still be favourable from my point of view to just sell him now, wash your hands with him, and that's it. But interesting, good shout. No, not a bad shout there, lad. Thank you very much for getting in here raw. Appreciate that, Palmarius. Sell-on clause would be best as Red Olsen. Yeah, that's a good shout as well. He's worthless. 5 million would be great. Well, he's definitely worth more than that. I mean, if you were to put him on the market for 20 million tomorrow, there'd probably be a shitload of clubs interested in him. Because football and morals and all that kind of stuff, especially in certain leagues, you know, they don't always mix. So I'm pretty sure there'll be teams interested in him at the right price. But United don't want to sell him for nothing. We've got to get as much cash back as we can possibly get by selling Mason Greenwood. So look, Roma are interested in him. Apparently maybe 1 or 2 Saudi teams, couple others in Italy maybe, possibly France, possibly Turkey, teams that are interested in Mason Greenwood. So we've just got to see how it plays out over the next 10 days, but certainly it'd be lovely to get some money, 30 million quid even, to go and reinvest that into another forward player. Leonardo's only 15 by all accounts, looks like a good player, could be coming in as a cheeky little sort of surprise package, hopefully. He's worth a punt. And then hopefully we can get AMRABAT as well. I mean, the AMRABAT stuff's just so depressing. I'm not even really going to talk about it too much, but the AMRABAT situation is more or less the same. We're risking not going in for him at all at this stage by not being able to do business for players going out. Does seem like we have to sell players in order to go and get Sofian Amrabat or any players at this moment. We've still got gash bags like Maguire and McTominay hanging out the gaff. So therefore, we can't really go out there in the market and buy anybody. It's wrong, but that's the Glazer shit houses for you guys. Okay, so obviously United need a new striker at this moment in time. Because of the Mason Greenwood scenario, we're expected to be going into the market and buying one soon. We've heard some good suggestions in the live chat for players we could go and get. A few people said Taremi, some people said Leonardo. You know, there's some interesting shouts out there, but again, I don't know if any of these are really perfect. But I guess we've got Rasmus Højlund to be our main guy. He is only 20. But we've paid a lot of money for him. He's going to be our sort of talisman at the top of the pitch. And then we just need somebody to come in and back him up, really. Somebody who's a specialist number 9. Not somebody who's just fitting in at number 9 and filling in for an injury or, you know, is not their natural position. We want a natural number 9 up there. So that's the key. I mean, in hindsight, it's easy to say with hindsight, but in hindsight, we should have absolutely not bought Mason Mount and just gone and bought Harry Kane. You could even argue that we could have not bought Onana. I think Onana's going to be great, by the way. But you could even argue we could have not bought Onana, just kept David De Gea, even though he's on quite big money. You still don't have to pay 50 mil up front. And then use the money that we spent on Onana and Mason Mount to buy Kane. So that would maybe have made us a bit better. It's arguable. But the point I'm saying is you could definitely have not bought Mason Mount and then use that £60 million that you spent on that guy towards somebody like Harry Kane. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you still think that's what United should have done. Rather than get Mason Mount, we should have perhaps gone and tried to raise the funds and use that money from Mason Mount to spend on Harry Kane. Let us know. But I have to say, that's still my belief. I don't see how you can get a much better proven striker in the Premier League than Harry Kane. Even if he's not technically the right sort of fit for what Ten Hag's trying to do, obviously. So, yeah, you know, that's it, really. It's a conundrum. It's a big conundrum, this one, guys. It's a big conundrum. What a shit transfer window we are having right now. Absolutely pathetic. I mean, United have handled this whole Greenwood situation so poorly. It should have been wrapped up a long, long time ago. Let's just cover this Greenwood stuff now so we can get it out of the way very quickly. We have got plenty more transfer news to get on. This is a transfer news show. Don't want to dwell too much on Greenwood. The reason I'm talking about Greenwood is more so to discuss his options of where we could sell him to and where he could be going to continue his career, but also to get us some money to generate some cash for Man United to go and be able to reinvest and therefore have a better chance of competing this season, which is looking a bit ropey at the moment. By the way, we've got 300 legends in the live chat. Let's see if we can get 300 likes on the stream. Smash that like button. It's free. It's the one that looks like that. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, lads and lasses, take a second to spike the video and help us get to 200 thumbs ups. Also, share us around on the Twitter link that's pinned to the top of the live chat. Give us a retweet. We'll shout you out later, everyone who does that. And subscribe. We're only 32 subscribers away from the next mini milestone, 73,400 subs. So smash the subscribe button if you're new. We cover the latest United news daily in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. Okay. So, right, Roma interested in Greenwood. Gary Neville's had his sort of say on it. Let's get this up on the screen because it's a bit of a long statement here. But Gary Neville's talked about it and he said this. He said, yes, I think they made the right decision. It was clear from day one to me and to everyone who saw what was released that he would never play for Manchester United again. They got there, but I would say the process to get there was pretty horrific. Which is so true, isn't it, guys? I mean, goodness me, they should have made this decision a long time ago. It's been dragging on for so long. He went on to say, I think when you have important and difficult situations like this, it requires strong and authoritative leadership. And it comes from the very top. And Manchester United don't have that. And on an issue like domestic abuse and violence against women, that brings me to a third point. It takes independence. Okay, so interesting stuff from Gary. He feels like the right decision's been made. I still feel like the right decision's been made because it's not about whether or not he's guilty or not. It's about preserving Manchester United's reputation and brand and not being seen to support somebody that's allegedly or seemingly, because of this audio, makes him seem like a potential abuser. That's the reality. So Gary Neville's spot on, I think, really. But it has been handled very poorly by Manchester United. Very poorly indeed. Because it should have happened a long time ago, if we're being honest. Hey, thank you, Matthew Smith, for getting in here with a super sticker. I appreciate you, bro. Let's get 100 in the live chat there for Matty Smith. Thank you, bro. Get in there, you legend. AML as well. Thank you very much indeed for getting in here with a super sticker of a pair with a big thumbs up. Yes, lads, thumbs it up. Thank you very much there, AML as well, bro. Thank you guys very much. So Gary Neville's had his say. I largely agree with what he said there. You've seen, here's another sort of statement from the supporters group, and it says that their statement says the episode has been allowed to drag out for far too long as the club has carried out an investigative process. Moreover, the complete lack of consultation with fans, even with respect to process, added fuel to the fire. So I think Gary Neville and these guys, they're just basically right. I mean, if you think about what Gary Neville said there, he said it comes from the very top down, and that's it. The poor leadership from the top down, from the Glazers shithouses. Talking about people with probably not a moral between them, these twats who own our football club. And so they just looked at it probably from a financial point of view. That's why they were taking all the time in the world, hoping that it blows over. They wanted to go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over, didn't they, guys? But you know what? You got red on you. You got red on you there, the Glazer shithouses, mate. And don't know what I'm doing, Shaun of the Dead references, but hey, look, that's all I'm saying is they're a bunch of fucking zombies, those twats. Anyway, you know, obviously Manchester United is run by bad people. I think that's fair to say. I mean, maybe that's a bit of a harsh statement, but I think it's true. So they would be looking at this from a solely financial point of view initially, and then because of the point where it's got to the point where there's all this backlash that could affect their bottom line, could affect their finances, they've had to do a U-turn. So I think that's what's happened, really. So yeah, I think all these people are correct, really. You know, it's the right decision's been made. Let's ask the live chat just for a bit of fun. I don't want to get into this too much tonight, guys. This is going to be the last minute or two we talk about this because it's infuriating and polarizing. But smash a yes or a no in the live chat. Do you think Manchester United were right to part ways with Mason Greenwood? Are we correct to end this 14-year relationship with Mason Greenwood? Yes or no? Let us know. I personally think yes, it's the right thing to do to safeguard the football club in general. You know. Yes, says Alan and Slurp King. No, says Kieran. Yes, says Boomy and Chris and Gungshi. Most people seem to say yes. Yeah, I mean, just too hard to come back from that. It would have been a horrible scenario every week to go and play football with that hanging over us every single week as a team. And certainly for Mason Greenwood, I actually think it's better for Mason Greenwood if he goes somewhere like, let's just say the best case scenario for him, he actually gets an offer from a good club. Like, let's face it, Roma and Jose Mourinho, wow, what a great place to go and play your football if you're Mason Greenwood after what's happened and everything. Like, if you get a good club like that, and yeah, there'll be a bit of backlash and a bit of abuse going on, of course there will, but it won't be anywhere near the level that there would be playing for Manchester United, I don't think, in England, with the English press and the media and the social media warriors out there and all that sort of stuff. I really do think that his best decision would be to go abroad, lie low for a while and just focus on his football and focus on trying to be a better person, basically. And if he can do that, he can still have a future in the game. You know what a talented lad he is. He's an unbelievable player. And as I said earlier on, this is not just a tragedy for Mason Greenwood. This is a tragedy for us, the fans. It's a tragedy for Manchester United. It's a horrible position to be in where you've developed this player from a young lad and he's a great player and he's got the potential to go on, be one of your club's best players ever, had that potential, and now something that is off the field affects the on the field side of things, which means that you can no longer actually tolerate him in your side anymore. That is really bad, especially from like a business point of view when you've developed this asset as well, and now he's just completely, ruined it basically, or potentially allegedly ruined it. So that is it. That's the problem here, guys. We've been stitched up ourselves. Nobody wanted this outcome in terms of like actually Mason Greenwood being gone. If we're being honest, what I mean by that is nobody wanted this to happen before all of this stuff. Obviously, you've got your opinion that suggests that he's a dirtbag and you want him out. But I mean, obviously, 2 years ago, you would have loved to have seen Mason Greenwood stay at Manchester United and develop. But look, personal things off the pitch do affect the on the pitch stuff sometimes when it's this big. Okay, so, look, Greenwood to Roma, let's hope it's true. Interest from Turkish teams, interest from Saudi Arabia teams, maybe interest from one or two other Italian sides as well, which would be wonderful. So, yes, let's hope he goes to a good club. Let's hope he gets a good manager like Jose or someone to help him along in his career and to get back on track as a person as well. Because, it's easy to just write somebody off. He has made a mistake and he does seem like a dirtbag. From that audio clip, guys, like Gary Neville says, it's hard to imagine him playing for Manchester United again because he seems like a dirtbag from that audio clip, right? But you would just hope that Mason Greenwood learns from this. Maybe there's just a nasty streak within him. Who knows? Who really knows what happened other than the people that were involved, to be perfectly honest. But let's just say that he does have a nasty streak. Let's hope he can be a better person. Let's hope that it becomes a positive in a way. That he's had a wake-up call. He never does this sort of behaviour ever again and he becomes a better person. Let's just hope that that's true. But I don't think anybody would want to see this happen to a Manchester United player. Obviously, it is very, very tough to take, even for somebody like me who thinks he is a potential dirtbag and would not want to see him play for Manchester United again due to the issues of what's come out in the public domain. It's still tough to take. It's still a harsh thing to see, and I feel there's a weird part of me, guys. I don't know. Smash a one if you agree with this, because I wasn't really feeling this until this has happened today, where it's been announced. That there is a part of me that kind of feels sorry for Mason Greenwood, right? Which I know is not the right thing to do, really, because there's a potential alleged victim that's involved here, which is the real person you should be feeling sorry for, if we're being honest. But I do kind of feel sorry for Mason Greenwood. Like, he's been kind of like, he's just, imagine, I don't know, just imagine if, it's hard to imagine being in his shoes because you wouldn't, or I hope you wouldn't, get into this position in the first place by having what's come out happen. But I don't know, guys, you don't want to see this person just chucked away. You've got to give him another chance in life. Not at Manchester United, but I think you've got to give him another chance in life, really. Because otherwise, what's left for him? Is he just going to go top himself or something? That would be horrendous. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and that was the news. You don't want that. You've got to try and let this guy move on and become a better person. People can be rehabilitated. I mean, I think statistically for criminals, right? Obviously, repeat offenders, it's somewhere in the region of 60% of criminals repeat offend. Now, obviously, he's not been tried and tested as a criminal, so he's not that. But I'm just saying there is hope for certain people. There's hope for some people that they can become a better person and they cannot do it. He's young. He's made a horrendous mistake. He's obviously not a very nice person based on what we heard. But let's hope that he learns from it and that it gives him a right kick up the old arse and he becomes better for it. It can happen. It can happen. There's been some pretty horrendous people when they're young who have managed to turn around their lives and become better, more upstanding members of society, etc. So I hope so, but obviously from what we've heard so far, it's pretty disgusting. Yeah, AML says the audio's nasty. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so there you go. So there's a part of me that kind of feels a little bit sorry for him, but it's hard to really be that sorry for him because, well, he does seem like a bit of a dirtbag, but, you know, it's just a waste. That's what it is. It's a waste. It's such a waste of such a great talent at United. And let's hope he can go on somewhere else, play football, put this behind him. And more importantly, actually, let's hope that the alleged victim can put that behind them as well, and that it never happens to them again, and that they can, you know, have a happy relationship. Because it is more than football, this. It's bigger than football, this. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about this Mason Greenwood stuff anymore because it's just fucking depressing, isn't it? Goodness me. We may get into it at the end of the stream if there's anybody who wants to talk about it in the Q&A. But right now I'm going to move on to the latest transfer news and stuff that we've got. It is boring, isn't it, Brett Salford? Yeah, I'm with you there, bud. It's boring, mate. Let's talk about something else. I completely agree with you, bud. It is depressing. So, Gravenberch, let's talk about Gravenberch, guys. Man United are interested in Gravenberch. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano earlier on today just giving us another update that says that Ryan Gravenberch's situation is the same as 3 days ago. Man United and Liverpool both called to be informed on the situation. Depends on Bayern now still insisting to keep him one to watch until deadline day. So, you know, there might be some interest from Man United to sign Gravenberch. We know that Sofian Amrabat is obviously of interest to Manchester United as well. For the love of God, just sign a pig in midfielder, would you, Manchester United? We got Shotty McShotomy shot bag, colostomy bag, McTominay there, stinking up the place like a guff bag. Donny van der Beek with his bloody wooden clogs, incapable of playing. And then we've also got Mr. Slabo Maguire, who's a complete human fridge. And these guys are causing us issues to be able to buy new players, obviously. United just needs to buy the players regardless and look to move these wankers on as soon as possible. Send that message to them. You know, let's hope that the Dutch Stone Cold Ten Hag comes out, gives Slabby Maguire the old double fingers and Stone Cold stuns him right down to the reserves. That's what we need to happen. Because otherwise these guys are not going to want to go anywhere. Surely it's going to affect Maguire if he can't play football at all between now and the end of the season. Surely it would affect him for next summer when we've got a European Championship with England. So we've got to get rid of these wankers and try and sign new players. We need Gravenberch or an AMRABAT, rather AMRABAT, but certainly a midfielder as a minimum, and at minimum a striker. It looks like maybe Leonardo could be the one just because he's cheap, and you know that Man United like hunting around in the bargain bin for a cheap deal. It's what we do. If the recruitment team at Manchester United in regards to the Glazers were hunting around in a DVD bargain bucket bin, they'd be like, you know, they'd end up walking out with Jeremy Clarkson's looking big machines for 50p and stuff like that. You know, they're not going to buy the blockbuster titles, guys. They're going to buy, you know, painting and decorating with Handy Andy and stuff like that. They would be buying the proper shit. That's what they do, and hoping for a gem. So this is the issue that they have, really. They're just bargain bin hunters. Will we get a gem from it? I suppose maybe somebody's accidentally priced up Blade on DVD for 50p or something, and maybe you can just snag a decent Blade. Wesley Snipes' great movie. You know what I'm saying? But chances are it's going to be an absolute gashbag, horrible film, you know, like... I don't know, like Hoobie's Halloween or something. Just some absolute shit. There you go. Hey, Chris Koo, thank you very much indeed for getting in here with a super chat. He says, give me a hell yeah if you're sick of this shit. Well, I'm going to have to give you a hell yeah in the live chat there then. All channel members, get your hell yeahs in. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold Eric Ten Hag said so. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Chris Koo, for the £2 there, you legend, mate. Having your say, love it. Give me a hell yeah for Chris Koo there. Thank you, boss. Right then. So, yeah, Gravenberch, still a player we're interested in. Boring, isn't it? I'm losing the will to live this window, guys. I am. Well, not live, but I'm losing the will to give a shit about Man United and their transfer dealings. It's pathetic. I'm sorry, but it is. We're absolutely being left behind. We need a big 10 days, that's all I know. Look at how we've started the season as well. Goodness me, I was filled with so much optimism and hope just a couple of weeks ago about this particular season. And it's all been dwindling away like Victor Dwindleoff. Speaking on Victor Dwindleoff, let's talk about Victor Dwindleoff. Will Victor Dwindleoff be dwindling off anytime soon? Well, there's interest from Stade de Rennes, apparently in France, guys. Let's talk about this for a moment. Apparently Manchester United have some interest from Stade de Rennes. Apparently they're considering a move for United's Victor Lindelof as a replacement for Arthur Tiate, or whatever his name is, who is attracting interest from Liverpool, Fulham and RB Leipzig. Interesting. And then Fabrizio's given up an update on that, though, saying that Victor Dwindleoff just doesn't like the idea of playing for Stade de Rennes. So very unlikely that it's true. They're very unlikely he'd even want to go. Who the fuck is going from Manchester United to Rennes? It's not like he's got indigestion. He's not eating a Frey Bentos pie too quickly and he's got to take a Rennie. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Who the fuck wants to go play for Rennie other than bloody somebody who's got indigestion? You know what I mean? Erik ten Hag hasn't changed his position on Victor Lindelof since January. No intention to let him leave the club. Man United's key player for Manchester United, despite interest from multiple clubs. So I don't think there's any much basis to this, but it is a news story that's coming out today. Yeah. Nobody's going to Stade de Rennes from Manchester United, guys. I don't see that happening. So I think it's generally a bullshit link, but I thought I'd mention it. Let's talk about Henderson for a second then. So Fabrizio gave us an update on the Dean Henderson position. We are still hopeful we can get rid of this absolute mole melter. Molly. Let's hope we can get rid of him. Fab says Crystal Palace are currently ahead of Nottingham Forest in the race to sign Dean Henderson. Negotiations continue on both club and player side. Henderson still expected to leave Man United. Get out. Another player that we just don't need. It's just a complete surplus player that's on big money. I mean, what a terrible acquisition that was in the first place. Crikey. Just the fact of what's happened since he's actually joined. Pathetic, really. And we've paid a lot of money out to that guy. Shocking management from United from the top down, really. Recruitment of an absolute fucking bore bag. So, Dean Henderson, hopefully he can get sold to Crystal Palace soon or a loan with an option to buy, whatever the case may be. Just get rid. So that's also on the cards. And there are talks currently taking place. Henderson is wanted by a couple of teams that Nottingham Forest have been talking about him for so long that they've almost turned into Bob Hoskins. It's good to talk. You know, who remembers that special one if you're old enough to remember those adverts, mate? Classic. You know, they don't make them like that anymore. Anyway, Crystal Palace are in talks with Man United over a move for Dean Henderson. Palace are interested in a loan with an obligation to buy next summer. Yep. So, looks like it'll be a loan deal for Hendo because he's just unsaleable because he's on big money and no bastard really truly wants him. They just want him as a temporary fix. That's all he really is. He's a temporary mole. Okay, so Henderson to Crystal Palace is looking reasonable. God, it's a slow news day for Manchester United transfer-wise. Let's go in and check out this Pavard info, which has got nothing to do with us anymore because we're a bunch of Billy Bottle jobs and can't sell any of our players. And Slabby Maguire's still here laughing into his cornflakes every single bloody morning because he's getting paid 200 grand a week to do nothing. But Romano says that Bayern are now actively working on the replacement for Benjamin Pavard as talks are taking place already tonight with candidates. Inter are just waiting for the final green light to complete the Benjamin Pavard deal as clubs agreed on the fee. Medical could be later this week, so we know that there is a deal in principle already now with Inter Milan and Bayern Munich for the sale of Benjamin Pavard. It's obviously a mistake, I think, not being able to bring him in, but I guess it's hinging on Slabby Maguire still being here. Unfortunately, that is the case. Very depressing, guys. Very, very depressing indeed. And then, like I say, there's a deal in principle, so let me get this up on the screen as well, just to tell you what the latest goings on are there. Fab says that he understands that Inter and Bayern have now reached an agreement in principle to sign Benjamin Pavard. The deal in place is for 30 million euros plus 2 or 3 million euros in add-ons, which is the overall package of the deal. Agreed between the clubs and player side. Crucial point remains Bayern need his replacement to approve the move. So they're working on a new replacement. We could have gone and got this guy if we'd be prepared to have some ambition and spend some money. I'm not suggesting this guy's a world beater or somebody who's going to change this team. But obviously Inter prepared to pay 33 million euros for the guy. And he is a good player, and he is the right age, and he's got experience, and he's coming from a top side, and he ticks a lot of the boxes. So I think we've basically failed miserably with the Benjamin Pavard situation. Maybe there's better choices, maybe there's cheaper choices. But United, doing the classic United thing, bottling it. Hey, thank you there, Colin Morris, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you, my friend. Get in there. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. If you guys are new like Colin, make sure you hit the subscribe. We're only 30 subscribers away now from 73.4k subs on YouTube, so smash the subscribe and drop a little like on it. Well, how many likes are we on, guys? Let's have a cheeky little look. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes on this show tonight. 163, that's decent, guys. Keep smashing the likes if you haven't done so. Drop a little like on it. It does help the channel out, so smash that thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Okay then, guys, I'm just going to have a look at... That's the latest on Pavard. I'm just going to have a look at the latest info that's come in tonight. Thank you, Rushmano, for keeping me posted. So, yes, there were reports yesterday that Saudi Arabian team had made contact with Rafael Varan, but we can just confirm today now that Varan hasn't been contacted by Saudi Arabian club and that he's happy at Manchester United, which is obviously what we said. There's no way that Rafael Varan would leave United at this stage and go and play in the Saudi League, even if he's offered a shit ton of money. It doesn't really make sense. Graham Bailey also has been reporting this evening that Monaco are interested in a loan move for Mason Greenwood. So that could be another option for Mason. Goes to the French league. Would be very, very interesting if he went to the Farmers League. He'd absolutely tear it up, wouldn't he? Like, he literally is a great player. He would score shitloads of goals over there for whoever he's playing for. That would be a decent place to go as long as he isn't going to get abuse, which he wouldn't get as much abuse, I don't think, as staying in the Premier League. Also, Saudi Pro League Director of Football Michael Imanalo is keeping an eye on Mason Greenwood's situation also. So, apparently, there could be interest from the Saudi League in general to bring him in because of what a name and a talent he is. Now, there's obviously negative connotations that go alongside any team that signs him, but it's just about weighing it up, isn't it? It's about weighing up what the negatives and the positives are. The negatives are you're going to get backlash, you're going to get abuse, you're going to get a stigma, but the positives are he's cheap, he's great, he's a quality goal scorer, and he's a fantastic player. And he might actually want to go to these clubs that otherwise wouldn't really attract him because he doesn't have much choice. So there's a lot of positives for signing Mason Greenwood, even though there are quite a few negatives right now. Also, Graham Bailey this evening at 10:25 has reported that Inter Milan, Atalanta, and teams in Germany and Spain are also taking an interest in Mason Greenwood. So let me just pop this up on the screen. That does look quite interesting. Like we said, there's many different teams that could potentially take him on, and it does look like he probably will find a home. Let's ask the live chat that, guys. Do you think we'll sell Mason Greenwood before the end of the window? Yes or no? Or loan, I suppose. Do you think we'll sell or loan him? Yes or no? Or will we have to, terminate him or just let him rot in the reserves? Get your thoughts and opinions in there, folks. But I genuinely believe that surely he'll be reasonably easy to sell. Come on. He's obviously a super talented lad. But here you go, yeah. Inter Milan, Atalanta, and teams in Germany and Spain are taking an interest in Mason Greenwood. That's from Graham Bailey this evening. Let's hope it's true. Let's hope we can get him gone. Let's face it, they stand to get a great player at a cut price deal. There is positives to this situation. Lots of yes. Who cares, says Chris Barker. Well, we care because we can generate cash for this guy and we can sign another player based on selling Mason Greenwood. If we don't sell Mason Greenwood this summer, then it's going to be harder for us to sign a forward replacement. But if we do sell him, that's wages off the books and it's cash generated, which we should definitely go and invest to get a replacement. So, it is important, this. It is important to try and sell Mason Greenwood at the moment. Of course it is. Anyway, right, so that's obviously great words. Let's hope it's true. Let's hope it's true. Thank you, Rushy, for sending us all these updates throughout the show live. And then also Mike Keegan just reporting that Greenwood will not play for United again, exploring options with the club. Likely to be a loan move before a permanent or mutually agreed end of contract. Yeah, fair enough. I think the most likely outcome is a loan with an option to buy or a sale. I still think the sale is the most likely because surely United want to just wash their hands with him now. We don't want to have to deal with this saga in a year's time again, potentially. Yep. Who are we about to sign, though? Well, Chewbacca, it doesn't look like we're doing much business. There's still a few players linked, obviously. There's Gravenberch, there's AMRABAT, there's Leonardo. These players are linked to this moment in time. So perhaps we could go and get AMRABAT if we sold Greenwood. We were supposedly waiting to sell McTominay or Donny or something like that. We also sold Fred, but apparently they've just cashed that. They've just banked that money. I don't know. which, you know, we're supposed to reinvest in and sign Sif and AMRABAT. We're still hoping that happens. So I know it's not a forward, but I'd rather get somebody than nobody. But hopefully we do get a forward player. Hopefully that we can get that Leonardo in as well as Sif and AMRABAT. He would be a cheap player and maybe a bit of a punt, somebody to go in there and back up Rasmus Højlund. Remember, we have got Rasmus Højlund, guys. So once Rasmus is in the side, things should be looking up. We hope. He's just got to hope to hit the ground running, really. Otherwise, crikey, imagine if he starts and he's just not really up to the speed for a while, because he is just coming back from injury and he's only 20 and he's coming over from a different league. Let's just hope he's absolutely the Mutt's nuts and he could do the business for us. So that is basically the latest transfer news. For anybody just getting in here, I'll do a quick rundown of what we've discussed this evening. Then I'm going to have a Q&A with you legends in the live chat for 10 minutes. Like I say, it's a slow news day from Manchester United. Henderson to Crystal Palace is probably the biggest sort of story of the day, obviously other than the Greenwood stuff in regards to transfers, because we haven't moved for anyone. We haven't gone in for Sif and AMRABAT. We haven't gone in for Gravenberch. We've not gone in for Leonardo or a forward replacement yet. But the understanding is that Mason Greenwood could be sold. There is interest from various teams who would want this guy, and therefore, you know, we can generate cash to be able to go and reinvest that in a forward player. That is what we're hoping for. Okay, so right, guys, let's just run down quickly what we discussed. So, yep, Greenwood, obviously, mutual agreement to leave the football club coming. Gary Neville's had his say on the matter, and he said that, yes, I think they made the right decision. It was clear from day one to me and everyone who saw what was released that he would never play for Manchester United again. So it does look like most people are accepting of this particular news. There's some people, obviously, in the live chat even here that think the wrong decision has been made. And I respect everyone's opinion, but I think it's just about protecting Man United as a brand, and no one bigger is big enough to cause this shitstorm for Man United. You know, we're a huge club. If you can get rid of Ronaldo, you can get rid of Greenwood. It's as simple as that, really. You know, because Greenwood is, even though he's young and an academy product, he is just a player. You know, he's just a player, and players are replaceable. As sad as it sounds to say, you know, we've got rid of some amazing players over the years, whether it's Beckham, whether it's Stam, whether it's Keane, you know, maybe before their time, say, some of these players, and we've moved on as a football club. This will be no different. We'll move on from Mason Greenwood. Hopefully he'll move on, become a better person for it, and continue to play football to a good standard. Let's hope that he does go to Roma or somewhere that's not in the English Premier League and does really well for himself. And let's hope United can generate 30 or 40 million pounds from a sale, so it's not a complete waste of time nurturing Mason Greenwood all this time, and we can reinvest it into another player. There you go. So we need a striker. We need a midfielder as well. Sif and AMRABAT and Gravenberch at the same situations they were before. There's talks on between Palace and Notts Forest for Henderson. Also, Pavard to Inter Milan looks very much close. There's a deal in principle. Bayern are just looking to sign a replacement. There's interest from Stade de Rennes for Lindelof. I think it's probably bullshit. Also, one thing I didn't talk about is a speculative bit of information as well that's come out, that Sheffield United are interested in taking Facundo Pellistri on for a season-long loan. I'm a little bit torn about this one. Do you think Pellistri should be loaned out? Would you keep or sell? Get a keep or a loan. Get a keep or a loan in the live chat for Facundo now. Because if he's going to play for Manchester United, then obviously keep. But if he's really behind the likes of Anthony and Sancho and various wingers, then it'd probably be better for him to actually play football regularly and get game time. But I think he is actually ready to play for Manchester United and do the business for us. He looks like a real talent. In fact, he's better than, based on recent form, and he was better than the likes of Jadon Sancho for us. Yeah, most people are saying keep him. I do agree. I do agree, but only if he's going to play. Ten Hag needs to give this guy chances. He needs to blood him. He needs to give him opportunities as a substitute and allow him to come on in games regularly and start some games. He needs to give him opportunities. Otherwise, he probably would be better off developing, you know, elsewhere, to be fair. If he was going to play for Sheffield United every single week, then maybe I would be happy for him to go there to develop. Oh, thank you, the Mustard and Gung Show. I appreciate you. Exactly there, Rushmano. Get the hashtag Glazers out for these shithouses, my son. Absolutely. Yet another report's just come out. Thank you, Rushmano, that suggests that Jose Mourinho is admiring Mason Greenwood right now. Yeah. He's a great player, Mason. From a player's point of view, he could do a good job for Jose, I'm sure of it, especially in the Italian league. Right then, guys. Okay, so, I'm going to get into the live chat now for a bit of a chat. Have your say, get your thoughts and opinions in for the next 5-10 minutes. We're going to go in there raw and see what you legends are saying. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in there as well. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, get your thoughts and opinions in now. Oh, before I do, actually, I'm just going to go over to the link at the top of the live chat and shout every one of you legends out that's given us a cheeky little retweet. We've had 19 reposts, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who does that. It does help the stream out. You can give us a follow on social media at Flying Pig United on all platforms. Guyam Legend, thanks for reposting us, mate. Also, we've got Aaron Homeyard, Sanjay Ramatar, get in there, my son. Stephen Braun, Tommy Boyle, Transfers_UTD, Francois Cock, Ryan Burberspin9, aka the Gaming Simp, The Goat, Richard Wisterpeck, Kieran, Feline Fur, John Boy Cat, G-Dad Gamer, Sin Games, Luke MUFC, Boomy, Secret Underdog the Gamer, and Rug Muncher 007, as well as United Mark. Thank you so much to all you legends that have retweeted the show. It does help the channel out. Much love to you guys. Appreciate it. And also Mr. Sims and Luan France. Get in there, Luan. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for reposting the show. Nice one. Right, let's get into the live chat. Exactly, Acadian. 100% agree with you, lad. Definitely. And absolutely, Rushmano, yes, if you're attending the game versus Forest, support the 1 hour sitting after the match. If you're going, guys, stay after the game for an hour and make yourselves known. Absolutely. We shall not be moved. Thank you. Hey, Kate Cadet, how you doing tonight, mate? Good to see you, lad. Hope you're having a good one, bro. And Randall P. McMondo as well. Hello to you too. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Bring these players in. They can't be any worse than some of these highly paid senior players. I mean, think about Jadon Sancho's performances so far in pre-season and this season. He's kind of replaceable based on his form. Mason Mount, I mean, goodness me. Back to the player power FC, says Rajat V. Hoyland 9 goals. Yeah, interesting, Andy. I mean, yeah, I know there is some sources reporting that, but like I say, from the horse's mouth, aka Manchester United and Mason, and also Richard Arnold in various different places, it's not. So we've got to wait and see. They're exploring the options of him to leave. That's what it seems like to me. Seems like there'll be teams that are interested in taking him on. So why would you just mutually terminate a player when you can get some cash back? That doesn't make sense. There's no moral high ground to mutually terminate and let him join that same team for free rather than get 25 or 30 million for him. So I don't think he's been terminated yet, mate. No, I personally think he will be sold. He'll be loaned with an option to sell, to buy, or he'll just be sold, because there's no moral high ground to give him a free, to let him go for free. That doesn't really make sense. He'll be free to join another club then. You might as well get 20 mil out of it at the very least. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, mate. I think it's not happened just yet. Interesting, Rushmano. It's going to be a good season, says Alex Core. Yep. The Hoop Man, get in there. He says, drop a like and hit the sub button, Pete. Thank you very much, Hoop Man. What an absolute don you are, sir. Yes, thank you very much. The Vutinator, how are you doing tonight, lad? The lack of activity totally hints that we are stuck with the Glazers. Maybe so, but it is absolutely gashed, isn't it? I know. Because you'd think if there was a new owner lined up, then maybe they would have already had that conversation that you've got to bring these players in, even if it can't be done immediately. Travis, what's going on? Welcome in, bro. Hope you're doing good. Thank you very much for getting in here. Pal Marius says, so many reactionary fans. Anyone saying Ten Hag out genuinely needs to give their head a wobble. Worse than Arsenal fans. Yep. We need players regardless, as Lucky Singh. Yeah, I have put Slabby in my team, actually, Simon Warner. You guy's a beast up front. He's cash at centre-back, though, mate. Some Scottish laugh and accent, says Boomy. Aye, that's right, my son. Celebrate by having a cheeky deep-fried battered Mars bar and washing it down with a cheeky deep-fried battered can of Aimbrew. I didn't see that. Get in there, lad. Thank you very much for suggesting that. You think we now reached a point where we cannot win another league whilst the Glazers are here? Yeah, I don't think we'll really truly will be able to compete until the Glazers shithouses are gone. Rushy says, I think with this Mason Greenwood news, United might pull their funds to another striker over a midfielder. Maybe, but surely we can maybe muster up two, especially if we sell a player. Like, okay, if Mason Greenwood sells for money, that should get us a striker, but surely we can sell one of a few gash players still that are at the football club, you would hope. Hey, we're nearly at 200 likes, guys. Get in there, you legend. Thank you so much. Right, okay, guys, I'm going to do the giveaway now. I'm going to do the giveaway real quick. You know, we've basically covered everything. It's a slow news day. It's boring as fuck, isn't it? It's gash. It's absolutely gash. So, yeah, I'm going to get into the, I'm going to get raw out into the giveaway now, folks. So we've had 69 entrants in the giveaway. Let me get this here going, and we'll pick 2 winners, guys. We've got 2 winners to pick very quickly. So I'm done talking about this transfer window tonight. It's fucking boring, and now it's time to go and pick the winner of this thing, guys. So let's go stuck in there raw, baby. Right, here we go. Where are we? Okay, so you can see that, can you guys? Yes, you can see that. Let me just put that below the face cam. Then put the face cam. Put that above there. Wait a second. Put that above there. Put that above there. Move that over there. Put that over the advertisement. That's a good shout. Put that over the advert there. And then also get rid of the text. 2 seconds, peeps. We're going to choose this winner. So we've got 69 entrants. Thank you to everyone who entered, by the way. I do appreciate you going over a comment on that video. Look, here's the 69 entrants right here, guys. So all of these people here, you should see your name there if you entered. This is your YouTube @name on here. So it may be slightly different to what's in the chat, but this is your YouTube @name. So you should know what it is. And whoever wins it, obviously, that's who's got the @. So yes, time to spin the wheel of destiny. That's right, Flip. Okay, guys, so we've got 69 entries. That is absolutely beautiful. Every single one of you legends, thank you for playing along. Right, guys, get your good luck emojis in there. Let's call in the good luck goat from the good luck cloud. You can't enter any more, Joe Two-Tone. It was just for people who were here yesterday and the day before in the at the end of the stream who went over and commented on a video. So you can't enter any more, lad. But, you know, there'll be many more opportunities. Okay, time for the giveaway then, folks. I'm just not going to fanny around anymore like a big fanny. I'm going to get stuck in here raw now and do this. Right, guys, good luck, everyone. Yes, good luck, and we've got a bunch of legends here. Look, just one more time, I'll show you. You should see your name here. Scrolling down, if you're on this list, you've got a 1 in 34.5 chance of winning because we're picking 2 winners. Okay, I'm going to spin it now, folks. So good luck to every single one of you legends. And remember, Piggy loves you. Here we go. I'm going to click it, guys. Boing. It's spinning. Who's going to get that winner? Who's going to get the t-shirt, my son? Like, who is that? You know what I mean? Who is Gold Taker 23? This is what happened the other day when we did a giveaway. We got so many legends in here. It's like, who is Gold Taker 23? Do you know what I mean? I've never seen that person in here ever. That's fucking bizarre. But anyway, it must be, because basically what happens, you've got a different name on YouTube. Like in the chat, everyone's got their names. But everybody's got a different name unless they've actually gone and written their name as their YouTube basically. So like, you can see there, you've got JW-ZR4JU. That's JW92, for instance, in real life. So it's hard to fucking figure this out, guys. But whoever is Gold Taker 23, you know, we're going to have to find you after the stream. Basically, if you go on that the Tottenham rant, you'll find out, you should be able to find out who that is, because it will say Gold Taker 23. So there you go. I don't know who that is. Who is it, guys? It's Pig's alt account, says Andy Young. Goodness me. I'm not that dirty, mate. I'm not that dirty, mate. Trust me. Trust me. Right, okay, fair enough. So that's gash. We're going to remove that one then. So 68 people remaining. I've got to write it down. So it's gold. What was it again, guys? I've already forgotten it, mate. Gold Taker? That's fucking weird. Gold Taker 23, was it? Fucking unbelievable. Right, here we go then, guys. Good luck to the next one. Here we have you. We're going to go in there raw now with another one. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for entering, peeps. Let's do this. Come on then. Give us somebody we know. Oh, Melissa Smith, 8719. Well, I do remember a Melissa Smith in the live chat. Are you in here, Melissa Smith? So, at least there is Melissa Smith, that we know who that is. But, are they in here right now? That is the question. That is the question. Let us know, guys, if there's a Melissa Smith in here right now. But Melissa Smith, 8719, who commented on the Spurs video, has now won. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. But, yeah. Still, though, a little bit, you know, not one of the usual, you know, overly regulars, but they have been in here before. I can remember them at least. So, yeah, there you go, guys. That's pretty shit. but that's who's won it. Let me see if I could go over to that video and just see and work out actually who that other person is. So, if I go over to the United, that thing the other day real quick. Spurs reaction. Let's have a cheeky little look, see who that person is. So, Gold Taker 23 is what we're looking for here. By the way, guys, keep smashing the like button if you're just getting in here. Drop a cheeky little subscribe if you are new to the channel and get yourself in there raw. We're here every single day with the United News. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon and the day before as well. I mean, what? And in the evening. What do you mean on the day before? I haven't got a time machine. What the fuck's the matter with me? Okay, hang on, right. We'll try and find this person anyway and see who it is. But I can't actually see it at the moment, guys, so that's a little bit disconcerting. Hang on. It's got to be here somewhere. Gold Taker 23. There it is. Gold Taker 23. Okay, so they've got a Superman. They've got a Superman badge. They've been a member for 1 month. They joined YouTube 11 years ago, so it's a legit account. Who is that? You know what I mean? Who's got a Superman avatar, guys? So obviously, like I say, YouTube has just really annoyed me, and they put the @ now on my comment section rather than the name of the person in the chat. And so if you go down to Gold Taker 23, oh, it's Mike Hill, guys, Mike Hill. It says Mike Hill when you click on it. Nice. Mike Hill, guys. We know Mike Hill. Mike Hill's won, guys. Mike Hill. It's Mike Hill, guys. It says Mike Hill, look. See that? Can you see that, guys? Hang on. Oh, you can't really see, but it's Mike Hill, guys. It's Mike Hill. We know Mike Hill. Congratulations to Mike Hill. That's good shit. Are you in the chat, Mike Hill? Okay, nice one. So he's won the shirt anyway. And also, Melissa Smith has won the shirt as well. So, I mean, I do recall seeing Melissa Smith in the chat before, but I can't say it's a regular. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's Mike Hill, guys. So get in there, my son. Well done, Mike Hill. He's the guy with the Superman avatar. Right then. Okay, right. We're gonna wrap this stream up now. I'm done. But Mike Hill, when we see him next, I don't think he's in here right now, but when we see him next, remind him that he's won, and remind me that he's won, and we'll get him to contact me on social media. And same goes for Melissa Smith whenever she gets in here as well. So that's it from me, guys. Yeah, I recognise Melissa Smith as well, Luann, but I can't say that she's in here that regularly. You remember Melissa says Emigrants? Yeah. So, not one of the uber-duper regulars, but still, there you go. Anyway, so Mike Hill is the Gold Taker 23. Stupid bloody system they've got going on there. Why do we all have to have a second alias? It's piss poor. Right, anyway, guys, that's it from me. I'm wrapping it up. Thank you, Travadinho. He says, great stream tonight. Thank you very much. That's it, guys. Okay, please do come back afterwards. Get your thoughts and opinions in there. Appreciate you. Rajat says, morning FIFA tomorrow, pig. Oh, nice one. Have fun playing that there, Rajat lad. Chris Coochie, cheese, good one, good two. So let's go, Berber. As long as it's not Benny Hill. Thank you all the moderators like the Hoop Man and Rushmano and everyone for getting in here raw. Sing Games, Berber, everyone. Thank you so much to all the members in green for supporting the channel as well. Bunch of legends. And stay classy, guys. You can send an email via YouTube. Well, that's good, Sing Games. I'll definitely try and do that then. Absolutely. John Boy Cat, the Mustard, get in there. All you legends and legendesses, thanks so much for joining. Good night, Raw Gameplay. There will be more giveaways to come. Hey, good night, Rugmuncher 007 as well, lad. Yeah, lads and lasses, that's it. Good night, guys. We want Glazers out, Rushmano says. Get in those green and gold emojis. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks, everybody. Bunch of legends. That's it from me. Good night. God bless. Remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, smash the like on the video, subscribe, and hit the old bell icon. When the seagulls follow the trawler. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.